welcome everyone to the eMedica Specialty Training Frequently Asked Questions and Live Q&A session. Very brief introduction for those that haven't met me before. My name is Muhibbur Rahman. I'm a portfolio GP based here in Birmingham and Solihull. I do my own GP training in Neath Port Talbot in South Wales. And at eMedica, our team have been supporting trainees now for over 17 years to get into various different specialties. Okay, so let's make a start. So I'm going to go through some of the most common questions I've had about offers, about upgrades, about preferences, and then hopefully that will cover a lot of questions, and then we'll take it from there. So question number one about offers. Can I get more than one offer for the same specialty and then choose which one I want? Let's say someone applied for GP. Could I get an offer from Birmingham and then get an offer from London as well and then choose which one do I want? No, you only ever get one offer at a time for that specialty. So it will be your highest preference that has a vacancy. Okay. If you like that offer and it's your first choice, you just accept it and that's the end of it. If it's not your first choice, you can opt in for upgrades. We'll talk about upgrades in a minute, okay? But if you opt in for upgrades and one's available, they're automatic. You will never have a situation where you've got two offers to choose from in the same specialty. You can have more than one offer in different specialties. So you can have an offer for GP and hold that and then get an offer for radiology, for example, and then choose which one you want. But you won't ever get more than one offer in more than one location from the same specialty at the same time, okay? Next question, I've got an offer, but I can't see an option to upgrade. That's because when you get an offer, you've got three choices: accept, reject, hold. You will only see the option to opt in for upgrades after you either select accept the offer or hold the offer. Of course, if you reject the offer, that's it. That's the end of it for that specialty. You won't get any more offers. The round is over for you for that specialty. Okay, so you will only see the option to opt in for upgrades after you either choose to accept the offer or to hold the offer. Okay, so the next question that leads me to is, what's the difference between hold and accept? So when you hold an offer, it's like you've paused that offer. You haven't actually accepted it. You're just saying, I want some time to think about it. You've then got until the hold deadline, which is the 5th of April, 1 p.m. If by that time you don't make a decision, you will lose that offer forever. It's gone. Okay. Before that time, you could log in at any point and change it from hold to accept. Now that offer is confirmed. So hold is like a pause. Okay. It's like, I'm not sure. Primarily, the purpose of hold is for doctors that applied for more than one specialty. Really, if you've only applied for one specialty and you've ranked all the areas that you want, if you've got an offer, then it's an area that you want. Even if it's not your top choice, but it was an area that you want, because if you didn't want it, you should never have put it to the left and said that you wanted it. So if you're only applying for one specialty, hold isn't really relevant for you. You should just accept the offer. And then if it's not your first choice, you can opt in for upgrades. What is hold for? Hold is for someone, they got a GP offer, but GP was their second choice. They're waiting for psychiatry. Now, psychiatry also out today, okay? Or they're waiting for anesthetics. So you could hold one offer while you wait for another specialty. Then, as soon as you find out from the other specialty, you make a decision. By the way, when you get any offer, you've got 48 working hours to make a choice. If you make no choice, the choice will be made for you to reject the offer, and you've lost that offer forever. Okay. So then another question I get is, can I hold more than one offer? No, you can only hold one offer at a time. So again, let me give you an example. This applies to very few people. But let's say now somebody applied for GP and psychiatry and anesthetics. Of those three, GP came out first. So let's say now they got their GP offer and they decide, I'm not sure, I want to wait for the others. GP is not my first choice. They hold GP. Now they get a psych offer. Okay, psych came out today. They've got a choice now. If they choose to hold psych, the GP offer will be lost because you can only hold one offer. You can't hold both GP and psych while you wait for anesthetics. So if you're already holding an offer and you hold another one, you will lose the other offer you are holding. But you can hold one offer while you wait for another specialty. Okay, so that's about offers. So let's move on then to upgrades. So let's say now you've selected either hold. Remember, what that means is you've paused. You haven't actually accepted the offer at this stage. You're needing time to think about things, okay? Or you've accepted, but it's not your first choice. If it's your first choice, you can't get upgrades because you've already got your top choice. Well done, okay? And for those of you that have already, got your top choice, fantastic. Well done. All your hard work paid off. Congratulations. So, but let's say you got your 10th choice or your 15th choice. Then after you select accept, opt in for upgrades, okay? And then If any of the ones above you, so let's say you got your 15th choice, if any of the ones above that, your 14th, 13th, 12th, 11th, 10th, 9th, 8th, 7th, 6th, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, any of those become available, you'll automatically be upgraded. You'll get an email to say, your offer is no longer in West Midlands, Solihull, your offer is now in Leicester. Let's say that was your 8th choice, any higher than the one that you've accepted. You can't then say, oh, actually, I've changed my mind, I don't want that now. Can I go back to the other one? No, that's been given to someone else at the same time. That offer's gone to you. Okay. If you didn't want this place, why did you rank it higher? Do you see? You should only have ranked things above that you wanted. Now, you can still, after you select, to opt in for upgrades, at this stage, preferences are open. You could still go back in and add new preferences, move things up. But it's really important, if I come to this question now, that how should I choose my preferences? Preference is really, really simple. If you could be anywhere, you could work anywhere for the whole of your training or however long your training period is, where would it be? That should be the area that you've ranked number 1. If that wasn't available and you could be anywhere, where should it be? That should be number 2, and so on. So you should have already ranked, you should have already done this before the offers come out. You should have already ranked all the areas you want based on genuine preference. Okay. Why? Because let's say now I've got my 15th choice. Okay. The next upgrade cycle runs. Some people reject their offers, and now both my first choice and my 14th choice become available. Which one will I be upgraded to? My first. It's always your highest preference as an empty slot, because I've seen some people do some really odd things, unfortunately, and end up with the wrong job, not the one they wanted. I had people who told me that they put what they wanted as their first choice lower down. They got their 15th choice and they put what was their actual first choice as 14th, because they thought they're more likely to be upgraded to the 14th, not the first. Then a slot was available in their first and they got it, but that wasn't the one they actually wanted. But that only happened because you ranked in a completely the wrong way. Okay, ranking is really simple. Where would you like to be? That should be number 1. If there are no jobs there, where would you like to be? That should be number 2. Keep going. Don't rank anywhere that you're not happy to accept for your training period. Okay? Okay, so, and then finally, when are the last upgrades? Last upgrades will happen on the 11th of April. No upgrades are possible after that. Okay, so that brings me on to the last set of FAQs, and then I'll take questions. That's the waiting list. So lots of people have contacted me to ask this question. I passed the MSRA, or if they've applied for other specialties, but there's also interview. I've passed that. I've got a rank, but I didn't get an offer, and my rank is X out of X. What is the chances of me getting an offer? No one can tell you what the chances are. Okay. As long as you've been ranked, as long as you didn't fail and you've got any rank, don't give up hope. There's still some possibility. Of course, the higher you rank, the better your score, the higher your rank, the more areas that you're flexible about choosing, the greater your chance. Okay. But until all of the process is finished, no one can give you it's this many % chance. Okay. It's X %, or you just got to wait and see. I know that's difficult, but you just got to have some patience. Okay. But don't give up hope until the very last day. It's still possible, as long as you haven't failed. If you've got a rank, you've succeeded in the process so far, well done. Don't give up hope. You never know. Why? Because some doctors are going to give up their offers. Some doctors apply to multiple specialties. They can only accept one, right? Because as soon as you accept any one offer, all of your other applications will automatically be deleted. Let me give an example. Let's say now someone has applied for GP and radiology. Okay. They've also applied for, I don't know, ophthalmology. Now they got their radiology offer and they accept it. The ophthalmology offer will automatically delete itself. It's gone. They won't even get an offer. Those offers aren't out, but they won't even ever get an offer, even if they rank number 1 in ophthalmology. Why? Because once you accept one offer, all of your other applications are going to delete themselves. They're going to end. Okay. So therefore, some doctors that scored well, they still will create a vacancy, because once they accept an offer, the other offers will be gone. Similarly, some doctors will get upgraded. They got an offer from their 10th choice. When they get upgraded to one of the higher ones, there's now an offer in that place. So that could go to the next person on the waiting list based on how well they've scored. So don't give up hope, but no one can tell you what is the percentage chance. So I'm not going to answer any questions on that, right? Your answer is you just got to wait. Rank all the areas that you want. Don't rank any areas that you don't want. That's just wasting everyone's time, okay? And then just wait, and hopefully you get something eventually. And that brings me on to the last question. Why is it that you should only rank areas that you want? Because The only doctors that can get offers after the upgrade deadline on the 11th are doctors that are still on the waiting list. There's no set end date for doctors on the waiting list to get offers. They could get offers throughout the rest of April. They could get offers throughout the rest of March, because upgrades will run every 2 to 3 working days. So, some doctors are on the waiting list. They might get an offer in a couple of days when the first set of upgrades run. Some of them won't get it in a couple of days, but they'll get one some point next week when the next set of upgrades run. Some won't get it next week. They might get one in April. Some won't get one at all in April, but they'll get one in May. Whereas everyone that's already got an offer, after the 11th of April, when the last upgrades run, someone that's already got an offer cannot get any more upgrades, cannot get any further offers. That's it. So can you see, someone that just put places they didn't want so that they end up with an offer and they don't want to go there, they might have a place that they don't want on the 11th, and then they've just wasted everyone's time. Whereas if they'd only ranked the places they want, if they didn't get an offer by the 11th of April from the waiting list, they might still get an offer at the end of April or even at the beginning of May. So rank all the places that you want if you didn't get an offer and you're on the waiting list in the order that you genuinely would prefer to be in, and then just wait and be patient and pray. Okay, and hopefully you get a job, and hopefully it's one of the ones that you want. Okay, so that's it. That's the most common questions that I've been asked. I hope that already answers a lot of the questions that people were going to ask. For anyone that's not already on the GP training Facebook group, I think most of you are, but there are a lot of questions being covered in there. And if you have applied for GP, if you just do a search in the group, you'll probably find the answer to your question, because every question we've covered today has already been answered in the group. I just wanted to try to cover a lot in one go. So join there. And for those of you that are joining GP training, watch out. I will run a session after the upgrade window's over, covering what happens next in terms of some of the forms you're going to have to fill in before you start training, which rotations, how to deal with the fact that you're probably not going to get all the rotations that you could benefit from, because most people will only get 2 or 3 rotations, because a lot of people have only 12 months in hospital now and 2 years in GP. So how to get exposed to those. And then in the summer, in June, please watch out for our Gpst Max course, which is a 1-day course for doctors that are starting training that really want to make the most of training. Okay, so it covers really all of the practical stuff that's going to help you get the most out of training that doesn't get covered in detail anywhere else. So for example, we'll cover the e-portfolio, the different types of learning logs, PDPs, ARCP outcomes, the 3 parts of MRCGP, workplace-based assessment, all the different types of assessment, the checkpoints you need to pass at ST1 so you can get to ST2 without having to have an extension, the checkpoints for ST2, ST3, MRCGP AKT, which you can only sit in year 2 or 3, how to start preparing for that, when to start preparing, why do people fail, how to avoid it, the new exam that's going to replace the MRCGP CSA, what to expect, which courses to do during training, that will help you be more competitive afterwards. If you want to start thinking about a special interest, how to start thinking about that during training, you develop that afterwards. Contract, salary scales, the new GP contract and how that might impact, medical legal issues. Why do people get complaints? Why do people get into trouble in training? Why do people get in difficulty in ARCP? How to avoid those things. How to develop a portfolio career, to, make your career your own. Developing special interests, how to make the most out of training. So that's running on the 11th of June. Anybody that's been to any eMedica course or used eMedica as part of their online revision to apply, we've got 100 £100 bursaries. So if you click here, fill in the form to join our alumni association, which is a free support network during training, and you get an email with the code until the 100 are gone. After that, it'll be full price for everyone else. And for people that haven't used an eMedica resource, they can still book, but it'll be full price for them. Okay, so watch out for that. That's in the summer, and it will really help you hit the ground running and make the most of your 3 years. If you've got a clear plan exactly what to expect, how to navigate it, you'll find that you will be a lot more confident when you start training. Okay, so I hope you found it helpful today. Thank you very much, everyone, for giving up your evening, and I shall see you soon.